Hello and welcome, Dr. Tory Robson, Chiropractor, Winner's Edge, Chiropractic Success Consulting, helping chiropractors around the world achieve the highest levels of success. The topic for today is so critical, but it's so under-taught. And it's this. If you want to be super successful, you can't do it alone. Yes, within my group, we have chiropractors, one chiropractor, all alone, 600 square feet, no staff of any kind. They can get up over 100 visits a week and have a super low overhead, very simple operation, but it's not that much fun being there alone. And then, of course, we have all the way up to the most extreme scenario, 25 people working in one office, 3 billing people, 6 massage therapists, 4 or 5 chiropractors. We have that whole mess to deal with. And those people call me to say, hey, how can we become more efficient here? And these other people call me and say, hey, I'm ready to hire my first CA. But here is the fact, here's the truth I want to share as what you might call one of our initial points here. Number one is you have to realize that every single super successful chiropractic office has this. It's got the chiropractor and it's got the main CA, and they work perfectly as a pilot, co-pilot team. Whenever the office is open, the CA is there, the doctor is there, they work synergistically, perfectly, with synchronicity, and every other employee hangs off of them. There is no way, I have never seen this, that you can want to be a super successful chiropractor with 1 CA in the morning and 2 part-time people in the afternoon, or Susie works here, and then we have Jenny and Billy, and then you can't have any of that. There's you, and you got the main person who knows everything, handles all the incoming calls, knows all the payment arrangements, is up on all the billing, is up on all the upcoming events. That main quarterback position must be intact. There is no chance if you don't have that. If you do, awesome, let's continue to develop it. If not, let's get it in place. All right. Now, number one, as it relates to great team, great CAs, and great all of this, you have to love how to do everything first. I love answering the phone. I want to answer all the calls. I have no problem taking out the garbage. I'll vacuum the place. I'll clean. I'll touch up the paint on the walls. I want to do the consultations. I love taking x-rays. I love giving the adjustments. I love everything. I love handling the accounts payable. I love handling the accounts receivable. I like everything. I like hanging the posters. I like doing every single thing within the 4 walls of my office. The second you're all high and mighty and think that you're going to shove this off on a CA or shove that on a CA because you're too good for it, they will sense it and they will not fight for you. My CAs, they know I'll fight. They'll know I'll do everything. Whatever's the grunt work, give it to me. I'll get it done. And I will prove to them, hey, it's just stuff we have to do. Everything is important. So you must love doing every single thing in your office. No matter how great it is or how crummy it is, you must love it because they're all critical to you growing your practice to its potential. So, number one. Next thing is this, number 2. You must become a great boss. A chiropractic office is what we call a benevolent dictatorship. Very, very nice, but it is your way or the highway. Now we have a set here. This is possibly, if not the best CA training set that exists in chiropractic today, because it first teaches the chiropractor how to be a boss, how to create the position. What about 401k? What about sick days? What about vacation? What about insurance? What about dental? What about bonuses? When do I get a raise? You have to know how to handle all of those things and create a great position for each position in the office if you want to have great CA longevity and really grow the practice to its level. Plus, in a set like this, we've got 4 DVDs that are the CA training DVDs and the workbook that the CA fills out, and then you go through it as a team. It really is an awesome set for getting your CAs up to speed very, very fast, as is something like this. This is a CD set for CAs to listen to get their mind programmed for success. If you can't get a CA to listen to a CD in a car or watch some videos, well, it's going to be an uphill battle. We want to have them excited about their education just like you are. Next thing we have to understand is this. Number 3, it is just like a truck and a trailer. The trailer follows the truck. If you don't like where the trailer is, you can't blame the trailer because the trailer is just following and is behind the truck. Doctor, CAs in tow. You can never complain about a CA doing this or doing that because they're following you. You trained them. They picked up something from you. You had something that rubbed off on them. They didn't see it well enough. Not enough seminars, not enough trainings, not enough being around better CAs than you have to grow and learn. And so you have to just understand anything with the CA, it's your fault. It's your responsibility. You've got to make sure that you're the one to see to it that everything gets done. Now, next thing is this. When it comes to CAs, there's just simply a lack of training. And here's why. I don't want to take her to a seminar because then I have to pay another hotel room and plane ticket and all that, and you get cheap. CAs, that is not the place to get cheap. We want to have super highly trained CAs. Gals in my office, they've been everywhere. They've been to California 4 times, Texas 3 times, Florida 5 times, Chicago, Montana. They've been everywhere. Biggest chiropractic events. They understand. They've got their finger on the pulse of chiropractic just like I do. What we have here, as a matter of fact, in Winter's Edge is we have our CA functional integration trainings, which are held right here in the Winter's Edge Chiropractic Training Center. In fact, we just had one last Friday. I'm going to show you a couple of things from that in just a minute that's going to blow your mind as it relates to where CAs are at and what they feel is necessary for chiropractic offices to grow. So just hang tough until we get to that in a couple minutes. All right, next thing is this. In a chiropractic office, we'll call this number 5, it must revolve around the goals. Up front, you have a sheet that has all the stats and all the goals for the month. That is what you huddle around. That is what you revolve around before lunch. That's what you huddle around at the beginning of the afternoon, and that's where everybody huddles at the end of the day to see how many we saw, what do we collect, what is happening, what do we want to do by the end of the week, what are our goals for the end of the month. The Winter's Edge goal and stat system, that one sheet of paper for the particular month you're in, sits up front, and all the activity of the day orbits around that one sheet of paper. Why? Because it keeps your mind exactly on where you're going. You know exactly where you're at for all the critical things that count in your office. All race cars have gauges. A practice also has gauges. Those gauges are the stat sheet. Critical element here. I can't express that enough. I'd love to show you that in person. Those of you who are Winter's Edge people, you already know, but those of you who are not in Winter's Edge yet, that's something we'd want to train on to get you shaped up. Now, next thing is this. We must be, and let me shift gears here, we'll just call it number 6, you must be the fearless leader. Too often, the chiropractor is hiding behind the CAs, trying to get the CAs to do stuff with patients because they're afraid to do it, and that'll never work. Your CAs will never follow you if they don't know that you're out front taking the bruises, taking and getting the scars of battle in the chiropractic business. They can only follow you. All right, let's take a minute here now. And I'm going to show you a couple things from this recent CA training. Here we have the CAs, and we've done this before in previous videos, but I can't wait to share these with you. And we have the CA do a questionnaire answering everything about their office. Then we have the CA do a self-assessment. And then here's what we do that's incredible. We send the same questions to the doctor. The doctor answers the questions. And once the doctor answers these questions, we send the doctor their CA's answers. And it is shocking to see what the CA says and thinks about the office versus what the doctor thinks the CA thinks. Did you catch that? The CA fills out the sheets. We have the doctor fill out the sheets saying, hey, what do you think your CA said? And then at that point, we're able to get doctor and CA perfectly on the same page. It's one of the most incredible drills and exercises that exist in chiropractic today to get chiropractor and team on the same page, and then we grow literally overnight. I'm going to share a couple things with you from some of these. Here we are. What do you feel that if the doctor did, the office would be more successful? Okay? Take more initiative to learn and be more decisive. The CA is sitting back going, my doctor is basically lazy and is not doing anything to learn more and can't really make any decisions. How can you grow with that? How about this? What do you feel if the doctor did, the office would be more successful? Managed time better, became organized. If your CA does not think you're unbelievably well organized and look up to you because of your level of organization, cleanliness, preparation, and have-it-togetherness, how can they follow you or be inspired? What do you feel if the doctor did, your office would be more successful? Okay, takes too much time with patients. That's an ongoing thing here. Be more proactive in getting the word out. Having the same guidelines for each patient versus making a deal or too many, quote, special favors to different patients. Talk less. Have a better website, better videos. When the CA sits there and thinks that you need a better website, how can she, for example, be proud of what you do? Oh yeah, that's our website. You have to have an office where your CAs can brag about, yeah, check out our awesome website. Come on into our office, it's so neat and organized. I want you to meet my doctor because I'm so proud of my doctor. Versus, my doctor's not very organized, the office isn't that sharp, and the website isn't that good. CAs know everything that's going on in the office. You can't hide from them. They see everything you do. They hear everything you say. They're on the front lines. They know what the truth is. When I want to find out what's going on with a chiropractor in a chiropractic office, I call the CA. By the way, I talk to about 70 CAs every single week. I talk to 100 chiropractors every single week. We teach our 13 events every year, our CA trainings, our CA functional integration trainings, our DC boot camp, the most physically and mentally intense training that exists in all of chiropractic today by far. I have my finger on the pulse of what's happening with DCs and with CAs. Slowing down when he talks, but still being great. In other words, this chiropractor just talks faster and moves faster to try to see more people. That will never work. You will burn out for sure. And so on and so forth. Look at this. Learn to appear calm and relaxed during a busy rush. See, the CA sitting back, watching the chiropractor freak out like a chicken with its head cut off, just going, why don't you just be cool? Got to inspire the CAs. On and on and on. But here's a couple of the biggies I want to show you. And we'll wrap up this training with this. We have a part of the CA training where we allow them to ask anonymous questions, where they can ask anything they want comfortably and just flat out. Here it is right here. I have to get to this one. Here it is. Are you ready for this? What does your doctor do that drives you nuts? Are you ready? You won't even believe this. Sometimes he plays video games at his desk. Are you kidding me? A chiropractor playing video games in the office, even for 1 second? Okay, little boys play video games. Grown men don't play video games. See, a man grew out of that. A man doesn't play video games because video games are for kids. Men do stuff that men are supposed to do. And one of those things, of course, is not playing video games, let alone playing video games in the office that you say you want to grow to a new level. I am shocked at this. Okay, this chiropractor should be punched in the face, literally punched square in the face and say, hey, What are you thinking here? You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing the profession. You're reflecting no credit upon yourself, no credit upon your family, no credit upon your office, no credit upon chiropractic, and no credit among men. Is cheap in some aspects. If you have a CA that thinks you're cheap and you won't get the stuff you need to grow, how will they fight for you? Talk to patients for way too long. Procrastinate tasks that need to be done. If your CA needs stuff and the office needs stuff and you don't get it done, then they're just going to roll over. They're going to fall dead. They won't fight for you. Your collections will never grow. Critiques us in the middle of patient care versus waiting till when there's no patients around. Okay? Needs more social media. Chiropractor will ask if I've got certain things done that are a daily thing that I always do and always get done, yet the chiropractor is always asking, hey, did you get that done yet? Yeah, I got that done just like I did yesterday. Okay? Because the chiropractor is not up on what's being done, what's not being done, and they're asking questions that they shouldn't even be asking because everything's already taken care of. How about this? Shows up late and does personal things. Then asks if I have done the aspects of my job that I do successfully daily, says this CA. Chiropractor shows up late. But then they say to me, I want to reach 300 visits a week. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable here. And you'd never know this if you didn't ask the CA. And these are the key things that cause growth. Okay? Has me discipline the other CA more often when he should. Hey, I'm afraid to say something to the other CA. Will you say something to her if she's messing up? Never, never, ever, ever will you draw the respect of anybody with that. And on, and on, and on. All right, enough. Here's the point. You want to grow your practice. You want to see more people. You want to collect more, increase, and have a higher caliber lifestyle. You can't do it alone. We have to have a team. We must be able to create a great position for each person. We must have great training for them. Then we must lead by example. We cannot mess up on any of this because having a great quarterback in your office, the main CA, possibly then a second CA, is the very thing that when all of this is working together, you'll reach every practice goal you ever had and you'll amaze yourself with how big you can grow your practice.